What's up guys, it's USA Specialist, and let's be honest, one of Battlefield 2042's biggest failures was Portal. What was praised by fans as the potential saving grace of the game has turned out to be nothing more than a botched server browser with limited content, terrible game modes, and almost zero purpose. What could have been Battlefield 2042's biggest ace up its sleeve has been left to rot while the dev team struggles to deliver a single map per season. The community's hopes of Battlefield 1 being added, Battlefield 3 content being completed, and more remastered maps being delivered were all a delusional cry for help, as DICE bit off way more than they could chew and destroyed not just one, but two good ideas in both Portal and Hazard Zone. It's a real shame how many good ideas and potential was wasted on this game, and Portal was perhaps the best example of that, alongside a beautiful modern art direction and a failed attempt at an extraction mode. Portal was something that could have united fans new and old, allowing us to all relive our greatest memories in Battlefield 3 or experience modern guns in the trenches of Battlefield 1. What could have been a straightforward slam dunk, bringing back maps like Metro, Scene Crossing, or Wake Island, was tossed aside no matter how loud the fans demanded it. And while the mode has seen some additions like the A10 Warthog and select gadgets, it has nowhere near the content, map selection, nor options to make Portal a worthwhile venture for the average fan, especially when you realize how involved the game editor is on the website. Portal is lacking the volume of content needed to make basic modes interesting, and the editor is far too involved for the average player, especially when those same players understand how limited the content selection even is. Fan favorite maps like Metro are missing, huge amounts of popular guns have yet to be seen, and the servers are stuffed with wannabe milsim kids pretending Battlefield is Arma. Portal has turned out to be such a great shame, and while Hazard Zone was doomed from the start, fans were genuinely excited for Portal and are still asking for remastered content to this day. DICE needs to understand that they have a huge backlog of amazing content that fans are still excited about. And while I don't want to see them get stuck in the past, there's nothing wrong with bringing forward iconic guns like the M249, M4, AN94, Barrett 50, and so on. And as far as the maps, while I again don't want to see DICE get stuck in the past, a remastered Metro in every game sort of feels like tradition at this point, and I think a lot of us would have loved to see a new version of something like Siege now that it's been over 10 years. Portal was a great excuse for DICE to rely on their past and take some easy wins. But with the game's terrible first few months, extended COVID development, and continued fallout, it appears that DICE and EA focused in on the core multiplayer in an effort to move devs onto new projects and minimize the company's continued financial losses on a game that they already deemed as a failure. With Ripple Effect, the creator of Portal, moving on, Criterion having to get back to Need for Speed, and Battlefield's mobile game being cut, it really seems like all the teams at EA have been pulled back and are just focusing on the core of the franchise and dropping any alternative ventures. And while I do believe that's a good thing for the future, it's an embarrassment that such a highly touted, highly praised mode such as Portal was left in the dust. I think bringing back Portal in the future would be a great idea to allow DICE to include old content and classic maps as a way to beef up their content in future titles. A focus on iconic weapons, maps, and vehicles being added into the core multiplayer could help DICE leverage nostalgia and more easily expand their content offering. In my opinion, I'd love to see some classic Battlefield content return, as long as DICE does it well, and as long as it's an addition to an already strong content offering. But guys, drop those comments below and tell me what you think. For everything else Battlefield, stay tuned and subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.